name is Allison. You might recognize me from early morning spin at SMU, but today I'm going to walk you through a yoga practice. So as with any of our in-person programs, please refer to the Physical Activity Readiness Questionnaire before starting a fitness program. Some people may need to check with a doctor to make sure it's safe. When participating with our exercise videos, common sense is key. Please make sure your workout space is clear of any obstacles. By participating in these exercises, you are doing so at your own risk, and SMU is not responsible for any injury or harm you sustain as a result. So I teach a vinyasa style yoga, which just means we're going to move with our breath. It's going to be a nice gentle flow today, and I'll cue you to move with you inhale and exhale, which is just a suggestion. You can always modify your pace to suit. So we're going to start with just some breathing and some preparedness. I'm going to suggest you take a child's pose, and if that's not comfortable, you can stay seated as we are right now. You have two options for child's pose. You can either take your knees nice and narrow, and as you reach forward, let your chest drape over them. Okay. Or if it's comfortable, you can choose to take your knees nice and wide, bring your big toes close together, and then just let your chest and your belly drop between them. Okay, so take a moment to get comfortable. I'm going to cue you from a seated position, and again, you can stay here or you can be in your child's pose right now. And if it's comfortable while you're in your child's pose, bring your forehead right down to the floor. And that might mean you want a little rolled up towel, or if you happen to have a yoga block under your forehead for a bit of support. Okay, you can also take your hands together, create a little table, and rest your forehead there. I want you to close your eyes and just start to settle in. Begin to relax your body, starting your attention down at your toes and softening along the bottoms of your feet. Starting to relax up your legs. And bring some heaviness into your hips, letting them sink down a little closer to the floor, a little closer to your heels if you're in child's pose. Start to relax up your core, softening out your arms, relaxing shoulders, feeling some heaviness come along your arms, all the way out to the fingertips as we soften across our palms. And then start to relax up the back of your neck. Relaxing our jaw, softening across our throat, and softening our face. And just bring that heaviness into your whole body as we let everything shift closer to the floor. And as you're starting to feel comfortable there, I want you to turn all of your attention onto your breath. And if it's comfortable for you today, you're going to breathe in and out through just your nose. So let's take a long, deep inhale, opening both nostrils. Then a nice long, deep exhale back out both nostrils. As we start to focus our attention there, we're going to elongate each breath. So just take a little more time on this next inhale. Pull in a little extra air, really fill your lungs. And then take just as much time to exhale. Really emptying our lungs fully. And I want you to use your breath to start to relax a little deeper. So as we inhale, we think about filling the lungs, expanding in all directions. And as we exhale, we feel our lungs deflate, and we use that motion to sink a little closer to the floor, relaxing a little more deeply. Let's take 3 more breaths just like that. And one more deep breath. I'm going to join you in child's pose here. And on your next inhale, I want you to reach one arm up, really open the chest, and then sweep it under the opposite shoulder. And just let your head drop, gaze turn side, and our shoulder relaxes here. Let's take one more deep breath. And moving with our inhale, we'll come back to center, reach the fingers forward, land back in our child's pose. And inhale, open the opposite side. Exhale, sweeping under. And then just let that shoulder relax down towards the mat, maybe closing your eyes here. Let's take one more deep breath. As we inhale, we'll walk back to center. Last deep breath in our child's pose. Reaching your fingers forward, dropping your elbows. And we're going to inhale, lift our hips, find a table position. Okay, so take a moment to set up your hands under your shoulders, knees under hips, nice flat back here. I'm going to drop our shoulder blades down towards our hips. And as we inhale, we're going to start to lift our chest forward, drop our belly, come into a cow pose. And then exhale, round through our back, dropping our head and hips into cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. We're going to take this a couple more times. Feeling your spine start to lengthen. Feel that movement coming into our back and our sides. Let's do one more. And we're going to land back in our table to finish. Good. Keeping that nice flat back here, I want you to start to extend your right leg back. We'll tap our toes to the floor, take a breath here. And if you're feeling stable and comfortable without moving your hips, you're going to just slightly lift the toes, press that heel away. And you can stay here, or you can lift the left hand, reach the fingers forward. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. So I want to stay nice and still here. Feel our core start to fire up. Let's take one more breath. As we exhale, we'll lower back to table. Other side, inhale, left leg extends back. Press the heel away from your hip. And then maintaining that length, maybe we lift up. Maybe staying here, or maybe extending the right fingers forward, lifting the hand. So pressing our fingertips away from our heel, finding that length. We'll take 3 breaths again. As we exhale, we'll come back to center. Let's turn this into a flow. So we're going to inhale, lifting right leg, left arm, reach. And exhale, release. Alternating sides. Inhale, lift. And exhale, return. Let's do 2 more on each side. to our table. Good. From here, we're going to take a breath in, curl our toes under. And as we exhale to lift our hips, come into our first downward dog. We'll just take a couple of breaths here, maybe gently walking your heels out one at a time. Starting to bring some length into the backs of our legs. As that starts to feel comfortable, you can let both heels drop. I want you to really open up your fingers here, make them like a starfish shape, and connect your palms. As you do, maybe soften the knees a little. See if you can move your chest closer to your thighs. And then from here, go ahead and extend the legs, send the hips back up. Should feel a nice added length in your back. Take another deep breath here. And then on our next inhale, we're going to look forward. And as we exhale, we'll walk our feet up underneath our hips. So keeping about 2 fists between. We're going to grab our opposite elbows, soften our knees, and just relax into a forward fold. And your knees can be as bent as you like, or if it feels good, go ahead and extend them up, get a little stretch here. Let your torso just hang. Our head is heavy. Our neck is relaxed. Maybe we gently swing this side to side. Let's take one more deep breath. As we exhale, we're going to drop our arms. And then inhale, slowly roll all the way up, reaching our arms overhead. Bring the palms together, and as we exhale, let's extend over to one side. So we're going to inhale, reaching up out of our hips. Exhale, extending a little further. Good. We're going to keep our feet heavy, keep our hips dropped here. Take one more deep breath. We're going to inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. Good. One more deep breath here. You're going to inhale, lift back to center. As you exhale, I want you to take a nice big step out, turn 90 degrees so you're facing the long end of your mat now. Turn your toes out to the corner. Okay, we're going to take a deep breath in, reach the arms up, standing tall. As we exhale, we're going to drop down. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop. So it's like we're sliding up and down a wall here, nice flat back. We're not squatting, we're not sitting our hips back. I'm just starting to open into the hips here. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop. 2 more like this. And just check in with your hips here. They're starting to feel a little more limber. If you're experiencing a bit of stiffness, you can stay with this option, or you can follow me into a slight variation. As we bend our knees, let's hinge forward and sweep our arms. Keeping a nice long flat back here. I'm just starting to come a little deeper into our hips. Still moving with our breath. So inhale to reach up, exhale to sweep down. Let's do 2 more. Pausing at the top. As we exhale, we'll step back to the short end of our mat. Come into our mountain pose. So feet can be underneath your hips, or you might choose to bring your big toes together, heels apart. We're going to come into our sun salutation. So let's take a breath in together, reaching up. As we exhale, we'll bow forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Find a nice long flat back. And exhale, fold, step to your plank. Take a breath in here on your toes or dropping the knees. And as we exhale, we're going to lower down in chaturanga. Inhale, just our shoulders lift to cobra. And as we exhale, we can push up through our table or through our plank, curling the toes to downward dog. Inhale, our gaze comes forward. Exhale, we walk up to our forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Again, exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold, step to plank, and with the same breath, we lower. Inhale, you can lift to cobra, or you can take upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, walk up, forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Again, exhale, bow. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Step to your plank, chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or up dog. Exhaling to down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, we walk up, forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Let's do this 2 more times. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Step to plank, chaturanga. Inhale, choosing your back bend. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk up, forward fold. Inhale to half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Last time, exhale, bow. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Find your plank. Lower. Inhaling to your back bend. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk up, forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to our heart, mountain pose. Let's take a deep breath here. One more. Let's start to spread our toes, press our feet into the floor. We're gonna walk our feet to hip width apart, so right below our hips. And then keeping that natural open stance, we're gonna keep our right foot planted, step our left foot back and turn the toes to the corner. Right knee bends for warrior 1. Okay, hands can stay at our heart, or maybe they reach overhead. Let's take a breath in, reach our fingers up. As we exhale, relax our shoulder blades down. Inhale, lifting through the top of our head. Exhale, dropping our hips. One more breath. I want you to inhale, reach up. As you exhale, bring your arms behind. Hands can clasp, or they can just cross at your low back. Your chest comes forward. This might be just a few degree hinge, or you can keep folding all the way down towards your quad. If you're clasping hands, you have the option to lift up and open your shoulders, just if that feels good. Let's take one more breath. And then inhale, reach up, legs straighten as we lift. Exhale, hands to our heart. We're going to hinge forward again, this time with legs straight. So we always want a little bit of softness through our knees. You want to keep the legs nice and long here, hinging from the hips so our tailbone sends straight back. And we feel this in our right hamstring. Let's take one more breath. And Next inhale, I want you to soften through this right knee, shift your weight forward. We're gonna tap the left toe, reach our arms long beside us. Maybe you stay right here today. Take a breath. If this is feeling comfortable, you have the option to lift the left toe. And if this is still comfortable, you have the option to hinge forward. Pressing our heel away from our hip and then extending the crown of our head in the opposite direction. Last breath here. Good, and as we inhale, we're gonna reach up, tap the toe. Exhale, left foot takes a nice big step back. We're gonna open to warrior two. Okay, so your right toes and your knees are facing the short end of your mat. Left toes are facing the long end of your mat. We're gonna reach our arms long and then sink our hips down. Gaze can turn over your right fingers if you like. Just take a little peek down. Make sure this right knee is pointing towards your toes. And make sure you have a nice wide stance so the knee can stay behind your toes. Let's see if we can come a little deeper. Take another deep breath. And from here, your left arm is going to come to your low back. Inhale, reach the right arm up, lengthen the right side of your body. We can look up to our fingertips. Or if it feels better, look back to your left heel. Again, extending long. One more breath here. Next inhale, we're going to come back through warrior two. As we exhale, we're going to drop our right arm to our right quad, stack our left arm directly above our shoulder. I want you to press the left foot into the floor and feel that extend the side of your body, keeping everything open to the side here. The shoulders are stacked, and that left arm stays directly above your left shoulder. Let's take one more breath. Inhale, lifting up, legs straighten. As we exhale, we're going to reach the right fingers forward, let the ribs slide, and then hinge over into triangle. You see your right hand lands anywhere along the right shin. And again, left hand is stacked directly above your shoulder. If that does not feel good today, go ahead and drop the hand to your hip instead. I want you to think about stacking the shoulders and opening your chest up to the side. So it's as if both our front and back of our body are flush against a wall. Nice and flat. Take one more breath. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, you're going to turn your toes to face the long end of your mat. Feet are much wider than your hips here. Take a big breath in, reach up, stand tall. As we exhale, we're going to bow forward. Just let our upper body relax. If it's comfortable, your hands might come to the floor, or you can grab your opposite elbows like we did earlier. Just let your head drop. So as you inhale, I want you to lift up your tailbone. Feel that stretch the back of your legs. And as you exhale, you're going to let your head drop a little closer to the floor. Really relax into the fold. Let's take two more deep breaths. Next exhale, we release our arms. And as we inhale, hands come to the hips. Let's find a nice long back as we lift up. And as we exhale, we're going to lift our heels, pivot towards our left foot. So we're now facing the opposite short end. We're going to open that right foot up so we're back to our neutral stance. Right toe points to the corner. We're going to come to warrior one on the opposite side. Okay, once again, hands can stay at our heart, or we can lift them up overhead. We'll inhale, reach our fingertips. Exhale, relax our shoulders. Inhale, lift the top of our head. Exhale, sink our hips. One more breath. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms come behind. Again, fingers clasp if it's comfortable. If not, just rest near your low back. And we fold forward. If you are choosing to clasp your fingers, you have the option to lift the hands up. Maybe just an option if that feels good. Take one more breath. Inhale, reach up, straighten our legs. Exhale, hands to our heart, hinge forward one more time with your legs straight. Okay, so again, we always have a little softness, particularly in this front leg, but it's just a slight micro bend. We want to find enough of an extension that we feel the hamstring stretch. Let's send our tailbone a little further back. Take another breath here. With an inhale, we're going to soften through our left knee, bring all of the weight forward. Right toes tap, arms extend long beside us. Take a breath here, just find that extension. And then if it feels good, maybe the right toe leaves the earth. You can stay or you have the option to hinge forward. One more breath here. Keep the hip bones pointing to the floor. And let's inhale, reach back up. As we exhale, right foot steps back, opening the toes to the long end of the mat as we come to warrior two. Again, take a peek down. Make sure this left knee is pointing towards your toes. Gaze can come over the left hand. Let's find our deepest lunge here, letting the hips really drop. Relaxing our shoulders and keeping our torso right above our hips. So we often have a tendency to reach forward in this pose, but we really want to stay centered. One more breath. And we're going to bring our right arm to our low back with a nice big inhale. Lift the left arm, extend the side of your body. Good. As you inhale, reach a little further. As we exhale, sink a little deeper. One more breath. Next inhale, we'll come back to warrior two. As we exhale, our left arm is going to drop to our quad. Right arm stacks directly above our shoulder. Really lengthen the sides of your body here. Right foot presses into the mat. So you should feel that extension all the way along your right side. Take another breath here. Next inhale, we'll lift up, straighten our legs. Exhale, left fingers reach as our ribs slide with them, and then we hinge into triangle. So left hand can find anywhere along your left shin. Right hand is directly above the shoulder, or hand on the hip if this feels better. Your choice. I want you to lift both shoulders away from your hips, so find the length in your sides. One more deep breath. Inhale, lift back to center. Exhale, we're going to turn the toes to the long end of our mat again. This time, arms come behind. If that's comfortable, fingers clasped. Let's take a deep breath, lift up through the top of our head. And as we exhale, we're going to bow forward, let our arms fall with us. If this does not feel good, just release the grip, let your hands fall forward, same as we did the first time through. And same focus with our breath. So as we inhale, we're lifting our tailbone. And as we exhale, we're letting our upper body relax. Let's take two more breaths. Next exhale, release your grip, let your arms fall forward. And then inhale, hands to hips, nice flat back up. As we exhale, we're going to step our feet in, and again, come to mountain pose. Let's take a deep breath here. We're going to take 2 balance poses today. We'll do them on each side. So let's start with our right foot grounded down into the floor. Left heel is going to pick up, turn into our ankle as we open up that left hip. Okay, so we start with the toes on the floor. This is our introduction into tree pose. Let's all take a breath here together. Your choice, maybe you stay here today, or as you inhale, maybe you let that left foot draw up towards your calf. You can stay, or you can go ahead and reach down, take a little assist, and lift up to your inner thigh. Your hands might stay at your heart, or they might choose to reach overhead. Maybe palms connect, or maybe we open. Let's take 3 breaths wherever we've just landed. Just be mindful of the foot that's pressing against your leg. We don't want to press into our knee joint. So let's keep it a little above or a little below. Let's just take one more breath. As we exhale, hands drop back to our heart. You can tap down or you can stay balanced for our second pose. As you inhale, we're going to lift our left knee up. Exhale, cross it over the right leg and drop down. Okay, you have the choice to bring the left toes to tap the floor for an extra contact point. You can lift them up and point, or you can wrap them around your opposite calf. Hands can stay, or if you would like to add the eagle arms, it's left arm over right. Bring the palms together, and we lift the elbows. Let's take 3 breaths together. Really rolling the inner thighs towards one another. Take 1 more breath. As we inhale, we'll uncoil. Exhale, come back to mountain. Give that a little shake as we prepare for the other side. So let's spread our toes out, press the feet into the floor. This time, right heel picks up and tucks into our left ankle, opening up from the hip. Let's take a breath here together. And again, you may choose to stay, or on your next inhale, you can start to lift up. Maybe finding somewhere along your calf. Go ahead and reach down, take a little assist up to your inner thigh. Hands might stay, or you can reach them overhead, either palms connected or slightly open. Let's take 3 breaths. Helps to focus your gaze. So try to find a point on the floor in front of you that's not moving. Next exhale, let's drop our hands back to our heart. Again, you can tap down or you can stay balanced. We're going to inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, cross and sink for eagle. Toe might tap, lift, or wrap, your choice. And if you are going to add the arms, which are optional, we're going to take right arm over top of left. Palms together, elbows lift, 3 breaths. Next inhale, uncoil. Exhale, back to mountain. All right, we're going to step back to the short end of our mat. We're just going to take 1 sun salutation, which is going to transition us down to the floor. Let's take a deep breath in, reaching up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift half. Exhale, fold and step to plank. Same breath, we lower. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. We stay here. Take a deep breath. One more. And then from your downward dog or dropping to table, let's inhale, lift our right leg up, bend our knee and start to open up. Okay, so if you choose to drop the left knee, looks like this. or you can choose to stay up. As we inhale, we're lifting the knee, opening. Let's take one more inhale, lift. Exhale, we're going to walk that right foot through to our right hand. Okay, coming into a low lunge, your left knee can stay lifted or it can drop to the floor, your choice. Inhale, reach up to crescent lunge. It looks like this if your knee's down. The exhale, lower our hands to our heart, and I want you to rotate towards your right leg, coming into a prayer twist. As we inhale, we're going to lengthen our spine. And exhale, twist a little further. Good. Next inhale, lift back to center. Exhale, reach for the floor. Left knee drops if it's not already. Release the toes. We're going to let our hips start to slide forward. Your hands can stay staggered or they can walk to the left side. Create a little space to drop your chest here. We want to keep that right knee tucked in so everything is square to the front. Let's take one more breath. You might choose to stay here, or you can turn these right toes out to the corner and drop your knee to the side. It's going to give you a little space to lower the hips a bit further. Let's take two more breaths here. As we inhale, square up back to center. We're going to come to our table, and from there, curl our toes, lift to downward dog. And set up for the other side. Again, you can start this from table if you prefer. With an inhale, left leg's going to lift this time. Knee bends, we lift that knee up and away. With each inhale, we try to lift a little higher. Let's take one more big breath in. As we exhale, we'll walk the left foot towards the left hand. Again, right knee might drop or it can stay lifted. We're going to reach for crescent lunge. Reaching the fingers, lifting the crown of our head, and then relaxing our shoulders, dropping our hips. One more breath. As we exhale, hands to our heart, we come to prayer twist again. So again, use your inhale to find some length in your back. And as you exhale, maybe you twist a little further. Let's take one more breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, we reach for the floor, drop our right knee, release the toes. You can keep your hands staggered here as we let our hips shift forward, or walk them to the right side, create a little space to let your chest drop. And just relax our hips here. You can stay, or you have a slight variation where the left toes turn to the corner, left knee drops open. You can roll right to the outer edge of your foot if you like, or just open up, keep the foot pressed down. Allow the hips to sink a little further. Let's take one more breath. Next inhale, square up to center, make our way back through table, curling our toes to finish in downward dog. Just take a couple of breaths here, maybe pedaling our heels out. Come back to a neutral feeling. And from here, I want you to walk your hands back to meet your feet. So you're coming into a forward fold at the back of your mat. You're gonna stay right there. I'm gonna turn so you can see where I'm heading. I want you to heel and toe your feet a little wider so they're about as wide as your mat. You're going to keep your heels planted, turn your toes off the mat so they're at about a 45 degree. And I want you to take a nice deep bend, drop your hips. Okay, if it's comfortable, lift your hands to your heart. Let your elbows give you a little assist here to open the knees. I want you to lift your chest, find a nice flat back. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. So our heels are heavy. Feet are connected to the floor. The action's in our upper body, so lift the crown of your head. Find that spinal extension. Let's take one more deep breath. Inhale, we're going to drop our hands to the floor. As we exhale, slowly lift our hips. And then heel and toe, walk the feet back in underneath your hips. You're going to stay. I'm going to turn back to come with you. From here, we'll walk our hands forward for our last downward dog. Take a deep breath here. A nice big inhale, lift the heels, send the hips up. Exhale, knees drop wide. We're going to come back to our child's pose. And I want you to keep the same action we had in our downward dog. So spread the fingers, press your palms into the floor, and then relax your elbows. Feel that open your upper back. And just take a couple of deep breaths here. Take a big reach forward, one more deep breath. And then whatever way is comfortable for you, let's make our way onto our back. We're gonna land with our knees bent and feet about hip width apart. Arms start beside us, palms down. We're gonna begin with a bridge. So I want you to roll the shoulders back, press the shoulder blades down, just let your hands relax. Feet are fairly close to your glutes. And your knees are gonna stay at that hip width. As we inhale, I want you to lift your hips, peel your spine, bring your chest up towards your chin. Let's start with 3 breaths here. So with each inhale, keep lifting the chest. As you exhale, just hold. One more big inhale. As we exhale, we'll peel our spine down, drop our hips, maybe give our knees a little hug into our chest, rock that out. We're going to do that one more time with a slight variation. When you're ready, come back to the same starting position, hands relax. Let's inhale, lift our hips, peel our spine, lifting the chest up towards your chin. This time, if you like, walk the hands together under your hips. So that's going to draw your shoulder blades together and open your chest a little more deeply. Same motion with our breaths. As we inhale, we're lifting our chest up towards our chin. Exhale, we hold. One last big inhale. As we exhale, release the hands, peel down, hips drop. Let's give our knees a little hug into our chest again. going to set up for our reclined pigeon. So same starting position. This time we're going to take our right leg across our left. I want you to flex your right foot. I want you to nice and gently open that right knee away from your hip. And just take a breath here. Notice any sensations. If you're particularly tight through your glutes and your hips, this might be creating a fairly deep stretch already, and you might choose to stay. If you have some space to move a bit deeper today, I want you to reach through for your left hamstring and pull your legs up closer to your torso. Keep the shoulders and the hips heavy. Let's take 3 breaths. Slowly lower both feet back to the floor. Let's take that to the other side. Left leg crosses right. We flex the toes. We gently open the left knee away from the hip. Again, take a breath here. Notice the sensation. See if this is enough for today. Or if you need a little more intensity, reach for your right hamstring. Pull your legs into your chest. Again, the shoulder blades stay pressed down. Our hips are heavy. And you control the intensity here. So you can always pull your legs in a little tighter for more intensity, or just relax your grip and shift away for a bit less. Just one more deep breath. And we'll slowly lower the feet. Knees stay bent. We're going to set up for spinal twists. So I want you to open your arms up. We can either take a cactus shape or we can open them wide to the side. I want you to press your shoulder blades down. And then we're going to shift our hips just a couple inches over to the right edge of our mat as we let both of our knees drop over to the left side. We're going to keep that right shoulder pressed against the floor, and if it feels okay for your neck, maybe look over your right shoulder. Just let everything sink towards the floor. We're going to stay right here today. Take 3 slow breaths. Breath get a little deeper. Next inhale, we'll shift back to center. And this time our hips move to the left side of our mat, our knees drop to the right. And keep that left shoulder blade pressed down. If it's comfortable, gaze comes over your left shoulder. Just let everything be heavy and relax. We'll take 3 slow breaths. Inhale to roll back to center and let our hips find the middle of our mat. From here, you're going to turn the soles of the feet together and let your knees drop open. Your arms can stay where they are if it's comfortable. Or a nice variation is to bring our left hand to rest on our heart, the right hand to rest on our belly. Let's take 5 slow breaths here. Let this be a very passive pose. So we want to let all of our muscles relax. Our only assist comes from our own body weight and gravity pulling us towards the earth. Each breath we relax our hips a little further, which may let our knees open closer to the floor. Start to come back to where we began today. Our whole body relaxed. If this is a comfortable position, and if your hips need a little longer hold today, you're welcome to stay right here. Or you can ever so slowly start to extend your arms and legs out long and come into Shavasana for our final pose. Let's take any last movements you might need. Make sure you're comfortable and then settle into stillness. I want you to take all of your attention down to the tips of your toes. Start to relax along the bottoms of your feet. Bring some heaviness into your legs. Let your hips roll open. Relaxing your core, and softening your shoulders. And bring some heaviness out along your arms. Soften the palms of your hands. Relax your fingers and let them curl. Begin to soften up the back of your neck, across your throat. Relax your jaw. Soften your face, letting go of any expression. And feel the heaviness of your head. Now let's try to quiet our minds. And just acknowledging the stray thoughts that are bound to pop in, and see if you can set them aside for a moment. Let's take a moment of stillness and peacefulness and quiet right here. When you're ready, begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And start to make some small little circles with your wrists and your ankles. And then moving slowly and carefully, maybe extend your arms up above your head and take a nice long stretch. As you're ready, leaving one arm lifted to support your head, let's roll to one side. And see if you can keep your eyes closed and slowly come upright. Finding a tall seated position. So a nice big shoulder roll here. As we inhale, lift up through the top of our head. Exhale, ground our sit bones down. Inhale, bring our hands to our heart. relax our shoulders. Inhale, start to lift your hands and let your thumbs come to rest at your third eye, which is right in between your eyebrows. With a big exhale, we'll bow forward. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was your Yoga Vinyasa Flow. Have a wonderful day.